Okay, so now we're getting ready to get into some really cool stuff here, so be prepared to have your face melted. This is what separates HTML5 from HTML4. These are some of the cool new tags that they are allowing that were not possible in the past. If you did not have the privilege to work in HTML4 before, you may not be as blown away as I am to be able to see these new tags in HTML5. These are just total lifesavers compared to the way we used to have to do stuff in the past with HTML4. So this is where we are being able to put video and audio right into our web page, as opposed to before where we had to convert it to Flash and do all these extra things to it. It just was not really easy to work with. Now with HTML5 we have the ability to put audio tags and video tags right into here, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So I've got a brand new HTML file, and right here I've just saved it to my desktop and called it index. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to an MP4 file right here. So I'm going to create a relative path to it. Okay, we've talked about relative and absolute paths. This one will just be relative. Oops. And what I'm going to do is link right to it. So go ahead and get started here. I'm going to open up an audio tag. Alright, so I shouldn't have to tell you how to create these tags by this point, but we have the less than, the word audio, and then the greater than, and just like everything else, there's an opening and closing tag. Now this is one of those ones that is like the HTML hamburger text type layout, where we've got these sandwiching audio on top and bottom, and all the information that we need goes in between. So what I need to do is go ahead and open up a new tag, and I'll say source. And this source is going to be the source to that MP3 or MP4 file. And I will say, just like my image tag, src equals, and then quotes, and then in there I will put the link to my file. This one is called pantera.mp4. So make sure you know what extension you're using. Are you using MP4, MP3, OGG? It's actually good practice to use several of those just in case the browser does not know how to play one of those file formats. You could just do source src equals pantera.ogg.mp3. You can do all three of those in there, and the browser will look at the first one here and say, oh, I don't know how to play that, so I'm going to look at the next one. If it does know how to play the first one, it'll just go ahead and play that, so don't think it's going to play your song 3 times in there. But feel free to use any one of those, and just make sure you test it across your browsers. But what we're going to do is now we can try playing this, but there is one more thing that we need to do to be able to play this file, and that's add an attribute within the audio tag itself, where we will say controls. We want to make sure that there are audio controls in there so we can start and stop our music. So I'm going to go ahead and save that file, and I'm going to come down to my browser. I'm going to take my index file and drag and drop it right onto a browser. And you'll see I have my controls right here. I've got the file. I can go ahead and hit play, make sure that's working. Oh yeah. Alright, that's some good stuff right there. So we've got our audio file, we've got our total controls that we can use in here. Now if I did not put those controls in there, you would not see it, and it would not play automatically unless you had set it to play. So you can see everything just disappeared there because I took the controls out. And there are several attributes. What I would suggest is to take a look at this website here, w3schools.com, and there are a lot of different little tags that you may want to take a look at to see which of the browsers your file may play in. Again, we talked about MP3, Waves, OGG, and the MP4 file, things like that. To tell you what browser versions it supports the audio tag, because again that's an HTML5. The browser had to come out with the ability to play that tag. And then here are all the different controls and attributes that you can use to add controls, loop it, mute it, preload it, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of different ones to play around with. Take a look at, again, at w3schools.com. They've got a lot of great information on this stuff.